Europe has been hit with yet another terrorist atrocity after at least 22 people were killed in an attack on the Manchester arena claimed by ISIS. The second attack on the UK in the space of 2 months. Victims, many of them teenage girls, massacred, mutilated, maimed. Why does this keep happening? Because our political class has demoted the most basic role of government to protect the lives of its people and replaced it with a different role. Tolerance. Tolerance of women being abused and harassed on the street. Tolerance of rape gangs abducting and abusing young girls for years. Tolerance of all the barbarisms of Sharia law. Tolerance of terrorist attacks. Tolerance is now more important than the basic right to life. Tolerance. Tolerance of terror being part and parcel of living in a major city, according to London Mayor Sadiq Khan.
Europe is getting used to attacks like this, Mika. We have to.
There's only one way Britain should respond to attacks such as Manchester. That is by carrying on exactly as before.
Just carry on. Forget about it. Be tolerant until it happens again and again and again. Tell me, how do the parents of dead kids just carry on exactly as before? How do the teenage girls whose legs have been blown off just carry on exactly as before?
As much as I'm praying for Manchester, I'm praying for Muslims who have to deal with racism and Islamophobia due to this tragedy.
Right, so that's what our main concern should be after dozens of children have been blown up. People being mean to Muslims. As a society, we need to make a choice. Which do we value more? Protecting the feelings of Muslims or preventing our children from being blown up?
Muslims are to blame, when in reality Muslim taxi drivers are offering free lifts and a Muslim doctor working into the night saving lives.
Yeah, the fact that some Muslim taxi drivers are offering free lifts doesn't negate the fact that Islam has a problem with violence, you utter moron.
Islamophobia and sickening fake news is rife. Tonight is showing a lot of people to be vile humans.
Yeah, vile humans follow a belief system that justifies massacring teenagers at a pop concert. Should we concentrate on stopping them or be more angry at inaccurate tweets?
Seeing all the posts about Manchester just reminds me of how we only notice it if it happens to white people.
Right, so the main complaint should be all those disgusting white people demanding attention for being slaughtered. How dare they? I've come to realise that a lot of this hashtag pray for whatever concern signalling is worse than glib. It's repugnant narcissism.
People who see something horrible happen in the world, and they run to the internet. And they run to their social media, Facebook, their Twitter, whatever they got, and they all write down the exact same thing. My thoughts and prayers. My thoughts and prayers with the people in Aurora. My thoughts and prayers with the families in Boston. Do you know what that's worth? Fucking nothing. Fucking less than nothing. Less than nothing. You are not giving any of your time, your money, or even your compassion. All you are doing is saying, don't forget about me today.
CNN's Jake Tapper posting a Union Jack. Hey Jake, I don't recall you posting a Russian flag when all those innocent people got blown up in the St. Petersburg subway last month. Was political correctness to blame for one of the accomplices in the attack escaping detection? This eyewitness says she spotted a woman acting suspiciously and told security, but they did nothing.
Looked very suspicious. She was fidgeting all the time with a bag on the floor across her. She was by herself.
What was she doing?
She was looking in the direction of where the explosion actually happened all night and smirking to herself.
The woman who reported the incident was then lectured for making the suspicious individual feel uncomfortable.
How would you like it if someone accused you of this? We'll look into it. And nothing was done about it. 1 to 2 minutes before the concert finished, this lady disappeared. And then, of course, the explosion went off.
Is she suggesting that security did nothing because the suspicious individual was Muslim, and to ask her to leave would have been politically incorrect? We'll never know. What we do know is this. Almost certainly, nothing will change. There are things we can change. Mass surveillance of hate-preaching mosques, solitary confinement of individuals who are likely to radicalize others in prison, extreme vetting and strict quotas on Muslim immigration, deporting known terrorists, prosecuting NGOs who send out boats to rescue unvetted migrants, some of whom sympathize with or are members of ISIS. But again, nothing is going to change because we have a political class and a culture that deems hurt feelings to be of more concern than mangled, dead children. 90% of terror victims are Muslims killed by other Muslims. This is the culture we're importing. Just 34% of British Muslims would inform police if they knew someone was getting involved with ISIS. 32% refuse to condemn those who take part in violence against those who mock the Prophet Muhammad. 1 in 4 British Muslims believe that the 7/7 attacks in London were justified. ISIS fighters are returning from Syria and flooding into Europe en masse under cover of the refugee wave, and European countries are welcoming them in. Because tolerance! This is tolerance. This is diversity. This is the future our leaders have chosen for us. But we have a choice. We have hope. Don't let them tell you not to be angry. Don't let them tell you to just go on with life as normal, because that's not bravery. It's cowardice. Enough hashtags, enough vigils, enough celebrity platitudes. It hasn't worked. We need change. We need action.